It was a time of great turmoil in the land. Many a rebellion against the despair that had ripped through the world had taken place that year, but none so silly as this. The roast of two great women would not be cancelled, not lost to legend alone. No. Instead, their friends and admirers would set aside the woes of 2020 and finally raise a toast to Debbie Lindsay Opal, Leadership Corpus Christi 22, and Leah Pagon Olivali, Leadership Corpus Christi 11.
Once upon a time, long, long ago.
Not actually that long ago, maybe about a decade.
A couple of lords and a lady came up with a fantastic idea to celebrate our favorite local kings and queens.
With a weenie rose.
This particular story is no fantasy. There are no dragons.
Well, literal ones. There have been a few hags and horrors along the way.
But it's also not a love story about two damsels in distress.
Though there are magnificent love stories with handsome kings and even a little drama.
No, this is the story of two queens.
Didn't you have an accent?
One from an island far off in the distance.
Way over a bridge, so very far away from civilization.
But she moved. I hear she's in Midtown now.
Nice! The island is so great, but I don't know how they live so far from downtown.
Right? Downtown is the best.
Anyhow, the other queen from the coastline, near the heart of the land.
Oh God, downtown.
Where the waves crash and the palms sway.
This is the tale of those two queens and the magnificent story of how they've propelled their kingdom to greatness.
Though unfinished, this isn't some storybook fantasy tale where the books are never written and the TV show doesn't quite follow the storyline. No, this is unfinished because though worthy of praise and admiration, these two queens are far from finishing their journey.
This is the 12th chapter of the Leadership Corpus Christi Alumni Roast Chronicles.
We'd hopes and plans to host this fine event in person with oversized roasted turkey legs, royal robes, and regal trumpets sounding. But it's 2020, and we've all felt significant loss and stress this year.
So, rather than miss our chance to honor these amazing women with our usual in-person fun, we thought a virtual presentation may serve in its place.
Thank you for your continued support of Leadership Corpus Christi, our alumni association, and these two amazing local leaders.
Welcome to the LCCA Roast, this year honoring Debbie Lindsay Opal and Leah Oliveri. Enjoy the show.
Yes, welcome to the 12th annual LCCA Roast, this year honoring D-Lo and Leah. As you've just heard from our event chair and co-chair, this fundraiser has been going strong for some time now. But this is the first time they've had the brains to honor two magnificent women at one time. We've had clowns. No, really, we roasted a clown, a powerhouse couple or two, and lots of egos. Though a deadly virus plagues the land this year, the association refused to concede. Such is the theme of the year, no? So let's get to it. Up first, roasting the lovely Leah Oliveri is a sage of sarcasm and landed gentry prodigy. He told me to say that. If you see a man lowering or towering over the others in a billowing tropical cloak, you'll know you've spotted this night. So listen well, for David Loeb is a witty one. The simple will be sure to miss the best parts.
You may think we're doing this by video this year because of the pandemic. That's not really true. We're doing it this way so Debbie doesn't jump up at the beginning and say, just one thing before we start, and then talk for an hour and a half. Debbie and Leah have long struggled to teach me how to share my passion for facts, rationality, and common sense with the world without coming off like a complete asshole who hates willfully stupid people. It hasn't worked so far. Debbie even gave me her personal copy of Howard Butt's The Velvet-Covered Brick. It talks about how to be firm, but with a soft and caring exterior. I've never read it. I have learned something about Debbie that she hardly ever tells anybody. She used to work for Mayor Mary Rhodes. She doesn't talk about it a whole lot because she doesn't want to come off as braggy. Leah is like my second mom. My first mom calls me to gossip about my kids, and Leah calls me to gossip about my kids, her cats, my cats, and politics. Leah talks for longer than my mom, but now they call each other to gossip about me. I am awash in high-quality baked goods, though. So if you're expecting me to say something mean about Leah, just know she made me an apple pie last weekend in her bribed work. She's that smart. She probably heard we were filming these from her little birds. I still don't understand why she made me start wearing closed-toed shoes, but she can wear all those jackets and shirts without a collar. And somebody make her put up a profile picture on Facebook. In all seriousness, it's wonderful to be included in honoring this pair of leaders in Corpus Christi. For the last 100 years, required age joke, hardly anything has happened here without their involvement and help. They've shepherded countless projects through the gauntlet of public meetings, news conferences, and government approvals. There's a tremendous amount of unseen work they do to make projects successful. So thank you, Leah and Debbie, for what you do, and thank you, Leadership Corpus Christi Alumni, for honoring them.
Ever the clever one, aren't you, David? Hopefully we'll all remember what this video is all about, roasting and toasting our honorees. What's a roast without a burn or two? Now hailing from a land who claims ours as its own beach, filled with rolling hills, wineries, and more pollen than most can handle year-round, where many of our brightest nobles ride away to, just as she did, roasting the noble Debbie Lindsay Opal, is our very own mother of cats, Jessica Davila Burnett. But wait, what's this? She's recruited a local herald to deliver her jabs.
Hi, Mama Jessica. Hi, Junior.
Hi, Devin Bogda. Oh, hi, baby Omar. What are you doing wearing a mask?
Because of COVID, why aren't you wearing a mask?
Because I live in Bernie and Republicans don't believe we don't get COVID.
You promised me you voted for Joe Biden.
I did?
Did you?
I did. Speaking of two-faced, I Zoomed with Debbie Lindsay Opal today.
She's not two-faced. She's new-faced.
Yeah, she loves her Botox, but you would think with her head inflated by her ego, she wouldn't need any more injections.
D to the L-O, like D-Lo, hello.
Hello, what's a scoop in CC?
N-N.
Oh, really? I'm hearing lots of talk about kickball. Sorry, just got a text. My kid has kickball practice this weekend. Anyway, do you know Leah Olivari?
No.
Neither do I. So Dilo was telling me all the scoop.
Yes, lots of sugar, honey, iced tea.
And the RTA, the LCCA roast was canceled.
There was a roast?
Yeah.
Anybody good getting roasted?
Just Dilo.
What?
That's who's getting roasted. Debbie Lindsay Opal, HEB, former city employee, served on city council.
City council? I don't remember her running.
She usually walks in the evenings.
Oh. So what's she up to?
Well, I can tell you who she's avoiding and who she's not talking to. Cup of Joe?
Tea. Piping hot tea.
You always have the tea. Well, the Dilo roast would have been a good one. Small, not necessarily a moneymaker, but good.
Who were the roasters?
Nobody funny, but you know what would have been fun?
To roast her.
To meet you in Corpus Christi for a drink at Tannins. And yes, to roast Debbie. That would have been really fun to roast Debbie.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Debbie, Omar and I just want to tell you that, I have like 5 seconds left on the Zoom. I'm so sorry, Omar. It's going to end. I have like 5 seconds left.
What?
I'll just have to talk to you another.
Looks like the connection has failed on their Zoom, but the jabs sure landed. Who would have thought social media would create so much material this year? The Zoom call was much more entertaining than messenger pigeons, carrier pigeons, or seagulls would have been. Speaking of ancient papers, last but not least, let me introduce the Castellan of the city, who's been in politics so long, he purchased North Beach for $12 worth of beads and a Visit Corpus Christi fanny pack. the not quite most powerful man in town, but man who leads the stewards who constantly bother said Zanoni, our mayor, Joe McComb.
Well, hello, neighbors. It's a beautiful day in Corpus Christi. This is a great time to be alive. No fire-breathing dragons wreaking havoc on our citizens, except sometimes during the public comment. But that's another tale. Today we're here to honor Debbie Lindsay Opal and Leah Oliver, two great pillars of progress in our society, unless they're going head-to-head against each other in a fight over water. Well, maybe not quite head-to-head, side to side. Usually Leah helps me prepare these speeches, but since we're doing this as a surprise to her, I'm having to wing it, and you'll be able to tell. I thought it was a good idea to incorporate a letter that was mistakenly sent to me in the mayor's office, but was really intended for Debbie, but she left too soon. She's no longer sitting on the council. So here goes, Debbie, this is for you. Dear DLO, that's what we call Debbie around these parts. Don't know, didn't want you to get confused with J-Lo, who played Selena in her movie and has a life-size version statue in town. No, this D-Lo, ex-HEB employee turned consultant. No comparison. J-Lo who? Dear D-Lo, here's your letter. I don't remember you running for office, but you're there now, and we see all the kind of potholes. I heard you were pretty concerned with bus stop benches, with shade at some point. Well, I hear shading things about all the folks at power at the RTA, so I bet they're loving this concept. But that's another letter I'll send you later. I tried to ride the B bus, but we hit so many potholes, it shook my bike right off the rack. So now my bike is broken, signed, concerned, soon to be headless due to potholes. Well, headless, if you're watching, I just want to tell you that D-Lo is no longer on the council, but that I'll take care of your letter. I'll get it to the council chambers and show it to Peter Zanoni, our new city manager. We got your back. Maybe need to see a chiropractor anyway, in the meantime. Okay, here's an email that came in recently to my attention. Dear Mayor, what's going on with desal? There's talk of desal plants all over the area. Some private, some public. It's all kind of salty. I heard friends are even fighting over desal now. Like that lady Debbie, who used to be on the council, and her buddy Leah, who is apparently on the other side of the aisle. Can't you do something about this? If Mayor Rhodes were still here, I bet she'd have it figured out. Sincerely, Salty Citizen. Well, Salty Citizen, that is a good question. I know that we will be friends in the end when it's all said and done. Now to close, I'd like to read a proclamation I had written up to honor Debbie and Leah. I, Joe, do solemnly swear I'm up to no good. Oh, darn. This is the wrong paper. Elizabeth, she'll be so mad at me. Oh, darn. She's such a perfectionist. This isn't even the right theme. Oh, darn. Debbie, Leah, we love you. You're amazing. We'll get past this desal thing and the virus and the potholes, and then maybe we can figure out the roaches.
Way to hustle the dad jokes, Joe. We're glad you know how to stay in your lane, bro, and avoid the potholes at the same time. Now let's see if that skill set translates to the next council meeting. If you're stuck with this merry band of gestures through our entire video, well, you're either one of our honorees or you've fallen asleep. Much like all of us on every virtual meeting held this year, no offense to Todd and Angie, that is. Truth be told, most of us have become accustomed to this temporary way of life. But let us remember, we are a people of community. No man or woman is an island, even if we like to live there or visit on the weekends. Thank you all again for helping us celebrate Debbie Lindsay Opal Adilo and Leah Olivari, two magnificent gems in this sparkling city by the sea. And thank you for supporting Leadership Corpus Christi and our Alumni Society. We're looking forward to the day when we can all join in person again. This isn't the end, but this does close the chapter on the 12th annual Leadership Corpus Christi Alumni Roast. We'll see you again soon. I mean, literally see you, sans the mask. hopefully sometime soon. Take care.